I bet you've had some success with weight loss over the years. Maybe you've lost and gained the same 10 or 20 pounds over and over and over again, only to wind up back where you started, or worse. If you've been chasing fat loss for a while and feel like you're stuck in a cycle of restrictive diets and punishing workout programs, I've got a better option for you. This year, you're going to learn how to stop sabotaging your progress and feeling control of your weight. Practically everyone starts off the year with enthusiasm and commitment. After the hangover wears off, most of us are ready to hit the ground running, sometimes literally. But wait, before you plunge yourself into an ice bath, not an effective weight loss strategy, by the way, go on a 30-day juice detox, or start doing a daily 2-hour boot camp, ask yourself this question: is this sustainable for you? I put the emphasis on for you rather than sustainable because for some people, going carnivore and eating nothing but meat might be perfectly pleasant, while others would give up all animal products and be vegan with no trouble at all. But those are the extremes on either side. Most of us fall somewhere in between in terms of preference. Lean proteins, vegetables, and fruit should be part of our balanced, sustainable diet. You know what else should be in there? Our favorite treat foods. Let's be realistic. Are you really going to be able to give up chocolate or ice cream or fries or chips or chicken wings or donuts forever? This is completely personal. You have to take inventory and decide which foods are really worth it for you. Then exclude the other high calorie density, ultra processed foods that are just in that meh category. In my online fat loss program, the Lean and Strong Academy, we do a task where we look at the foods that we eat and decide whether it's worth it or not. Most members love this exercise because it helps them think more carefully about what foods add value to their diet and which ones they only eat out of habit, not true enjoyment. Which ones are worth it, basically. I love chocolate and ice cream, but I don't eat donuts or French fries because I don't enjoy them. And they really don't do my acid reflux any favors either. Food is fuel, but food is also for enjoyment. You need to eat what you love and love what you eat strategically so that you can still achieve fat loss. Forget the idea of good foods or bad foods. You don't need to cut out entire food groups or starve yourself to lose fat. Is it realistic? If you just decide you're going to eat clean or only whole, minimally processed foods all the time, forever, it's probably not realistic. What happens when your birthday rolls around? Are you skipping cake? Are you asking someone to make you a special cake out of chicken breast and broccoli? Is every business lunch or dinner going to be a chicken salad or haddock and vegetables? I'm not even saying that's a bad thing, because most of your meals will need to be something like that. If you choose wisely with foods you really enjoy, particularly within that lean protein and vegetables group, you're going to build an enjoyable, sustainable fat loss plan. But you shouldn't feel guilty about enjoying the occasional planned or even unplanned, but adjusted for, treat. Guilt usually leads to feeling bad about yourself, and for many of us, that leads us to more food. The problem with restrictive diets. There are sometimes reasons where restrictive diets may be necessary, either short or long term. Medical conditions or investigating digestive issues, for example. I've done tons of elimination diets to try to improve my IBS and GERD with fairly mixed results. But if you have celiac disease, you need to restrict gluten. If you're lactose intolerant, you need to avoid dairy or take lactase to help you digest it. For fat loss, overly restrictive diets are unnecessary and can be harmful. In just a quick glance around the internet, you'll see people fear-mongering about vegetables, fruit, meat, dairy, gluten, grains, any processed food, GMOs, toxins, chemicals. None of these are the problems for weight loss or health that sensationalist influencers are making them out to be. Everything is made of chemicals, and most people worried about them don't even understand chemistry. Even water can be toxic to humans at a high enough dose, and many things that are natural, like asbestos, arsenic, or mercury, can be toxic at relatively low doses. So let's focus on the things that really matter for a healthy, sustainable fat loss plan for you. If you slash calories to a ridiculously low level for a month or two, maybe through a juice diet or just eating very little, you will lose weight. But you'll only lose weight for as long as you can sustain that. And not eating in a normal way makes it hard to make the transition back to eating real food again. You'll only gain that weight back. The poor relationship with food that you'll develop through that process will only hurt your long-term weight loss success. You may also lose muscle, which is crucial for keeping your metabolism as high as you can for your body size. Many people who do crash diets can end up in a skinny fat situation where they lose weight, but their body fat is still relatively high because they haven't gained any muscle. Extreme calorie deficits for long periods of time will drop your energy levels, make you move less, and may cause vitamin and mineral deficiencies. Mentally, it screws you up. Many people don't think enough about how their relationship with food can be impacted by multiple courses of dieting. We spend an entire module in the Lean and Strong Academy working on our relationship with food. Everyone I've worked with in the over 20 years I've been coaching people has had some negative experiences or associations with food. Sometimes that takes some time to work through. Building a sustainable nutrition plan. Most people go wrong with their New Year diet plan by going too far from what they usually eat. I say start from where you are and go from there. Look at what you're currently eating and ask yourself, are you eating mostly nutrient-dense whole foods? That means lean proteins, poultry, fish, meat, dairy, whole grains, eggs and egg whites, beans, legumes, vegetables, fruit, and healthy fats like nuts, seeds, avocado, and olive oil. Protein deserves a special mention here because it helps support muscle growth and maintenance. Healthy muscle will keep you lean and strong as you get older. Aim for at least 0.7 grams per pound of body weight per day. And that can be a combination of animal and plant sources. If you're really struggling with protein, a simple protein shake of whey protein isolate, which is basically nothing but a fast digesting protein, can make it easier to meet your protein target. Beyond that, I also like to emphasize vegetables and fruit in a fat loss plan. They're high in nutrients and low in calorie density, so they're a natural fit for a healthy fat loss. Try to have a minimum of 5 servings a day. It can be a mix of vegetables and fruit. Have you ticked all the boxes for protein and vegetables and fruit? You can also include some of your favorite treat foods. Plan to have a small amount each day, say 200 calories worth. That, of course, depends on your overall calorie target. If your calorie goal is very low, you can only add a very small amount. Or you can have a larger, higher calorie meal when you go out on Saturday night, but keep calories on the lower end during the week. Be careful though. One of the most common issues I see is having a very sensible calorie controlled diet during the week and then a free-for-all on the weekends. In fact, it's the main reason why people fail with fat loss long term. Consistently following a plan that includes smaller amounts of higher calorie foods is actually more likely to be successful. That cycle of deprivation, binging, kept me struggling with the last 10 to 20 pounds for over a decade. You might be familiar with that too. It's so draining. To set up a diet that's going to work for you, you just need to follow a few general guidelines. Eat mostly whole, nutrient-dense foods. Vegetables, fruit, lean proteins like poultry, fish, lean meats, dairy, eggs, and egg whites for extra protein. I want you to embrace the idea that no food is off limits. You can have the foods that you really enjoy. You might just have to have them less frequently and maybe in smaller quantities. Portion control can be really helpful, particularly with calorie-dense foods. You can have it, but don't choose the supersize or venti or extra large. It's usually the first few bites of food that are most enjoyable. The first few sips of that drink are the most satisfying. Now let's move on to workouts. Many people take the same extreme approach to exercise as they do with diets. They'll go from sitting on the couch every night to working out every day for 2 hours. Not only will that not be sustainable, but you're more likely to injure or exhaust yourself. Then you'll be back on the couch again, ready to do the same thing again in a few months, or worse, next year. So start with weight training. If you're not doing it at all, start with twice a week. If you're already doing it, make sure you're strength training for 3 days a week consistently. With cardio, the general health standards are moderate aerobic exercise, 150 minutes per week, or 1 hour of vigorous aerobic activity per week. Whether it's moderate or vigorous for you depends on your physical condition. For many people, that seems like a lot. It's 30 minutes, 5 times a week. But if you're also doing the weight training sessions, I wouldn't worry about it as much. Doing weight training with shorter rest periods, say 30 to 60 seconds, also gives you some heart health benefits, so don't panic. But if you're overwhelmed when I describe the amount of exercise you should be doing, start with 15 minutes of something 3 times a week. Remember that 15 minutes is better than nothing. Just having that mindset of movement as many times as possible is going to keep you active with your fat loss goals. You don't have to be racking up the hours on the treadmill or the cross trainer at the gym at all, unless you want to. In the summer, I love mountain biking, rollerblading, and sometimes I play tennis. 1 hour of tennis can be pretty vigorous, and that would fulfill your weekly cardio requirement. In the winter, I do more martial arts training inside, although I'll usually go skiing and skating a few times. Maybe there's a dance class near you, or you've always wanted to try jiu-jitsu. That counts too. If you enjoy something, you're more likely to stick to it, and that's what makes it sustainable. Take inventory of where you're at physically and push yourself a little bit out of your comfort zone. That's where the change happens. When we're talking about running mileage, I ran a marathon back in 2012, one and done. We usually recommend no more than a 10% increase per week to avoid getting injured or overtrained. Think of your overall workout plan that way too. Maybe you start with 2 weight training sessions per week and 3 cardio sessions of 20 minutes. Give it a month of consistent work. Increase to 3 weight training sessions, keep up the cardio. Then maybe work up to 3 cardio sessions of 30 minutes or 4 cardio workouts of 20 minutes. The important thing is don't overwhelm yourself. You can do more if you have more time or energy one week, but keep the basic structure there. And it's also important to talk about walking. The other thing you want to look at is your daily movement. Counting steps is pretty popular these days, and for good reason. It's a manageable way of adding more calorie burn and physical activity to your life. You can usually even do it when you're tired. If you haven't got the time or energy to get to the gym, just walk more. Outside, if you can and want to, or inside, particularly if you have a walking pad or a treadmill. But if you don't, just make an effort to walk around your home more. Get up from your desk at work more often. Little changes do add up if you're patient. So this year, I want you to ditch perfection and embrace progress. Your goal should be to be consistent, not perfect. Life is going to throw curveballs at you all year long, and that's okay. Just keep your workout and nutrition structure in place and keep making progress. If you eat a little more than you planned, or even a lot, don't stress. Don't give up altogether. Slow progress is better than none, and it's certainly better than spending your whole life fighting with your body and never really being satisfied. You don't need to jump on every trendy diet or workout plan. Your solution for long-term fat loss is already there. You just have to commit to taking small steps. Staying lean is about building habits and a routine that you can live with day in and day out. So forget this whole idea of restrictive diets and punishing workouts. Build a sustainable lifestyle that works for you. If you want help putting it together, that's exactly what we do in the Lean and Strong Academy. Get the details here.